जन्म सत्संगे भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदन अभय चरणारविंद रे शीतलातप बात परेषण ये दिन जागने जागरे शीतलातप बात परेषण ये दिन जागने जागरे विफले से विनो कृपण दुर्जन विफले से विनो कृपण दुर्जन चपल सुतल लागरे चपल सुकल फलागिरे भजहु रे मन श्री नंदनंदन अभय चरणारविंद हे धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इतने आते बरते तेरे मृदंग ये धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इथे कियाचे परती तिरे ये धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इथे कियाचे परती तिरे कमल दल जल जीवन टल मन कमल दल जल जीवन टल मन भजहु हरिपद नितिरे भजहु हरिपद मन से नंदनंदन आत्मनिवेदन पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास विलास गोविंद दास विलास जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यामुना तीर वनचारी यामुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय श्रीमद् भागवतम తెలుగు ఇంగ్లీష్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఎక్కువ మంది ఎవరున్నారు తెలుగు ఇంగ్లీష్ ఓకే శ్రీమద్ భాగవతం తృతీయ స్కందం ఏడవ అధ్యాయం శ్లోకం ప్రకృతి పురుషస్య इह दह्यमाना तु अहर्निशं 𝗤𝗏𝗆 शनकैः अग्नेः योनिः इव अरणिः प्रकृतिः पुरुषस्येह दह्यमानात्वहर्निशं तिरो भवित्री शनकैर्अग्नेर्योनिरिवारणिः प्रकृतिः पुरुषस्येह दह्यमानात्वहर्निशं तिरो भवित्री शनकैः अग्नेर्योनिरिवारणिः 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 माताजी प्रकृतिः पुरुषस्येह दह्यमानात्वहर्निशं तिरो भवित्री शनकैः अग्नेर्योनिरिवारणिः प्रकृतिः पुरुषस्येह दह्यमानात्वहर्निशं तिरो भवित्री शनकैः अग्नेर्योनिरिवारणिः प्रतिपदार्थमुలు ప్రకృతి ప్రభావము పురుషస్య జీవుని ఇహ ఇచ్చట దహ్యమాన దహించుచున్నది తు కానీ అహర్నిశం రేయింభవళ్ళు స్థిరః నశించును శనకై క్రమముగా అగ్నేహి అగ్ని యొక్క యోని ఆవిర్భావ కారణము ఇవ వలె అరణి కాష్టములు ఇంగ్లీష్ ఓకే Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Founder Acharya, ISKCON. Okay, I will repeat synonyms again for the sake of those who can understand only English. Prakritihi, the influence of material nature. Purushasya, of the living entity. Iha, here. Dahyamana, being consumed. Tu, but. Ahah-nisham, day and night. Tirah-bhavitri, disappearing. 𝗁𝐾𝐈𝐌, gradually, 𝗓𝐺𝐻, of fire, 𝑦𝑜NIः, the cause of appearance, 𝗏, as, 𝗓𝐴, wooden sticks. Translation: the influence of material nature has covered the living entity, and thus it is as if the living entity were always in a blazing fire. But by the process of seriously discharging devotional service, this influence can be removed, just as wooden sticks which cause a fire are themselves consumed by it. Fire is conserved in wooden sticks, and when circumstances are favorable, the fire is ignited. But the wooden sticks which are the cause of the fire are also consumed by the fire if it is properly dealt with. Similarly, the living entity's conditioned life of material existence is due to his desire to lord it over material nature, and due to his enemy of the Supreme Lord. Thus, his main diseases are that he wants to be one with the Supreme Lord, or he wants to become the Lord of material nature. Minimum. The karmis try to utilize the resources of material nature and thus become its Lord and enjoy sense gratification. And the jnanis, the salvationists, who have become frustrated in enjoying the material resources, want to become one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead or merge in the impersonal effulgence. These two diseases are due to material contamination. Material contamination can be consumed by devotional service because in devotional service these two diseases, namely the desire to lord it over material nature and the desire to become one with the Supreme Lord, are absent. Therefore, the cause of material existence is at once consumed by the careful discharge of devotional service in Krishna consciousness. A devotee in full Krishna consciousness appears superficially to be a great karmi, always working. But the inner significance of the devotee's activities is that they are meant for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. This is called bhakti or devotional service. Arjuna was apparently a fighter, but when by his fighting he satisfied the senses of Lord Krishna, he became a devotee. Since a devotee also engages in philosophical research to understand the Supreme Person as he is, his activities may thus appear to be like those of a mental speculator. But actually he is trying to understand the spiritual nature and transcendental activities. Thus, although the tendency for philosophical speculation exists, the material effects of fruitive activities and empiric speculation do not, because this activity is meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. ॐ ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिने नमः। ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशितारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे। Actually, I don't require. If you require, you can switch on there. Okay. So, we are discussing third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 27. Okay. The title of the chapter is Understanding the Nature. Prakriti Avagahana. It is given in Telugu like that. Okay. So, in the beginning of this chapter, Devahuti, mother of Lord Kapila, she posed some questions to her son, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Kapila. Okay. So, from previous, I think 2 or 3 shlokas, Lord Kapila is answering to the questions of his mother. So in this shloka he is explaining that Prakritihi purushasyeha dahyamana tvaharnisham 𝗤𝗳𝗵𝗱𝗆 𝗀𝐾𝐈 अग्नेर्योनिः इवारणिः. Arani means wooden sticks. Okay. So previously, when yajnas were performed, yajnas means fire sacrifices were performed. 4 priests are required to conduct any fire sacrifice. They are generally known as Hota and Brahma, no, and Yajamana, and Adhvaryu. There are 4 priests. In that, the priest called Hota, without the help of any artificial fire, he could ignite fire through mantras. It's called as Hota. Okay, and Udghata, no, as it is already mentioned there, Udghata, he used to recite the mantras. Gata means Ganam, singing. No? And Adhvaryu is the person under whose supervision the fire sacrifice is taking place. Okay, and Ritvik is the person who is like coordinating with the 4 people. So you can imagine how pure people were in those days. So that without any help of any external fire, they could ignite the fire. That's the purity. Srila Prabhupada told purity is the force. No? Yeah. So Aranihi. So here very good example is given. The influence of material nature has covered the living entity. No? Right. So it has covered the living entity. It's like you imagine a gulab jamun. No? It is immersed in the juice, sugar syrup. In that way, we are all immersed in this material nature. We are different from our body. But in the case of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is not different from his body because his form is Satchidananda Vigraha. No? Sat, he is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. No? For him, there is no difference between his body and soul. Okay? But when it comes to the living entity, our body, we are different from our body. The same thing continues in the spiritual world. When we are in spiritual world also, there we will get a spiritual body and we remain different from our body. And when we are in material world in the same way, our body is different from us and this body is of material nature. So you can just imagine, if you consider the size of the current body which we have with the size of the spirit soul. So what is the size of spirit soul? It is mentioned in 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada quotes from Upanishads. No? Balagrasata-bhagasya, he says, or Keshagrasata-bhagasya satataha kalpitasya cha. No? If you can measure the tip of the hair, it's very difficult measuring the tip of the hair. You make the tip of the hair into 100 pieces and again you make each piece into 100 pieces. So how does it come? So 1 by 10,000th part. So when you compare the size of the living entity, the soul, with the size of the body which we have now, now you can understand like whether we are covered, no, or not. We are like immersed. I was giving this example. So we are like it's almost like, no, we cannot see the spirit soul. So that's why generally people, those who are of materialistic vision or the normal people, because generally in Shastras it is mentioned that cows, they see through their nose generally. No? If cow has to see something, it sees through its nose. That's why we see cows always smelling. No? A Brahmana sees through Shastras. A Brahmana sees through Shastras. And a king sees through his spies. You know, spies means. King sees through spies. And a fool sees through his eyes. That's what is said in the Shastras. Okay, only a fool tries to see with eyes. Then taking that statement as a foundation, now you can analyze the whole scientific sphere actually. Because seeing means not only, actually in Indian languages we say, can you see the taste? We say, no. But we don't see through eyes and tell the taste, right? We have to taste it. But we use the word see. The same way, can you see whether the water is hot or not? Again we use the word see. So here see means it's not confined to only literally looking through our eyes actually. It means sensing with all our knowledge acquiring senses. That is called as seeing. So the modern science is depending on this knowledge acquiring senses, but the senses are imperfect, right? Because we have these 4 defects. What are the 4 defects? First thing is we have imperfect senses, and the second one is tendency to commit mistakes, and third, we tend to be, we have imperfect senses, so we become illusioned, so that we commit mistakes and we have the cheating propensity. So it is known in Vedic knowledge that our human senses or these materialistic senses are imperfect. That's why it is said in the Shastras that only a fool tries to understand something through seeing or sensing through the sensory organs. Okay, so we have to see through Shastra. So how to see soul in a body? We cannot see with our eyes. No, we have to see with intelligence, right? So in Vedic literatures, Vedic scriptures give a variety of instructions, variety of knowledge. No, they give knowledge in the sensory level. If you see the whole Vedic understanding, there are various kinds of knowledge. Again, there is a division of knowledge. Knowledge for those who are in the materialistic platform, knowledge for those who are in the sensual platform, knowledge of those who are on the mental platform, and knowledge those who are in the intelligence platform, and knowledge in the platform of soul. No? So Bhagavad Gita starts giving instructions from the platform of intelligence. Okay, Bhagavad Gita starts giving knowledge from the platform of intelligence, and it directs towards the knowledge of soul. And Srimad Bhagavatam, it completely discusses about the civilization of soul, you see. No? But if you see the other religious, so-called religious scriptures, they are stuck at the level of bodily and mental level. Yes or no? If you have gone through Bible or Quran, I don't know how many of you have gone through that. If you go through that, so many preliminary kind of instructions were given. For example, "Thou shall not kill." Prabhupada very often quotes that, "Thou shall not kill." You should not kill. No? If that instruction is given, you can understand that what kind of society Jesus Christ was preaching to. Because we have to tell them, you should not kill. No? But in Bhagavad Gita, we see Krishna says, you have to kill. How to understand? People will become bewildered. No? Because sometimes some Christians may argue, no, in our Bible, Jesus says that thou shall not kill. Thou shall not kill, not thou shall not kill. Thou shall not kill. Sorry. So Jesus Christ says not to kill, but here Krishna says to kill. What kind of Lord he is? No, it takes a lot of intelligence to understand, why Krishna is instructing Arjuna to kill. No? Not only instructing, he is like insisting him, to kill. So it takes a lot of intelligence. So in Vedic literature also we see like so many instructions. That's what, because it is understood that people are of various qualities, because we have this understanding that there are 3 gunas, 3 modes of existence, right? Sattva guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. So it is understood that, it's not that okay, this is a kind of stereotyped thinking, no. In other religious scriptures, they don't have this division of gunas and all, because they don't have this understanding. That's why in Vedic tradition, we find instructions for people, those who are in the mode of ignorance. Mode of ignorance means those who are in bodily consciousness. Instructions are given for them. And we find people who are instructions for people who are in the mode of passion, those who are in the mental platform, for example. Okay, because mind is always agitating, right? So this is symptom of rajoguna, no, passion. And there are instructions for the people, those who are in the mood of goodness, sattva guna, no. So there are instructions pertaining to the soul. So what Bhagavad Gita does, Bhagavad Gita starts in the platform of intelligence. No, it doesn't start in the level of body or mind, because that is condemned by Lord Krishna even in the beginning itself. Right? What Krishna, he rebukes Arjuna, right? What he says? Asocya nanvasocastvam prajñāvādāṃsca bhāshase gatasu nagatasumsca nānu sochanti panditaha, he says that. Asocya nanvasocastvam. See, you are lamenting for something, no, which is not to be lamented for. Asocya nanvasocastvam prajñāvādāṃsca bhāshase. Still you are speaking like a pandita. Why? Because in the previous chapter, if you see in the first chapter, Arjuna, he quotes like various dharma sutras, particularly regarding about protection of women and what happens if we have to fight in the battlefield. Then what happens? Every family loses, a male member. That male member may be a father or a husband or a brother or a son. No, so this, because male is considered to be protector of the family. When there are no protectors, what happens? Then woman becomes prone to exploitation. No, when there are no heads of the family, then age-old traditions will be lost. They don't perform anything, and women are prone to exploitation. When women are prone to exploitation, it leads to unnecessary progeny in the society. So iti shushruma, he says that I have heard all those things. So Lord Krishna told, okay, you spoke like a pandita, but you are lamenting, for something which should not be lamented for. Gatasu na gatasumscha, those who are dead and those who are going to die, and those who will die in the future, those who are dying now. No, a learned person never laments about that. No? And in one more sloka, what he says? Anaryajustam asvargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. What is that first line? 𝗨𝐵𝐵𝗱𝗆 पार्थ नैतत्वयुपपद्यते क्षुद्रम हृदय दौर्बल्यम त्यक्तुवोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप, he says that. 𝗨𝐵𝐵𝗱𝗆 पार्थ, he says that, from where did you get this weakness of heart? So the point is, the bodily consciousness is condemned in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. No? You see Srila Prabhupada, he gives an extensive commentary on this shloka regarding Natvam neme janadipaha. What is that? What is that? Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipaha nachayvana bhavishyamaha sarve vaymatah param. If you see the commentary given by, purport given by Srila Prabhupada, he gives an extensive commentary. No? He says that here Krishna is completely condemned in the bodily platform. So whatever knowledge he is going to give us is only pertaining to the soul. That is understood. No? So Bhagavad Gita starts on the platform of intelligence, because as we have discussed that a Brahmana see through Shastras. So how to understand that we are not body, we are soul? Through intelligence. Through hearing we have to understand. No? Through hearing only we will understand. Because how do we understand the symptoms of soul? Because we cannot see it, we cannot smell it, we cannot taste it, we cannot hear it, we cannot touch it. Then what is the way to attain the knowledge? Only through hearing. Shravana matram. No? Only through hearing we can understand. So who we can understand? Through hearing, he is a first class personality. No? And Srila Prabhupada elsewhere he says that knowledge acquired through senses belongs to the 10th class platform, he says. Not even 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. This is from 10th class, he says. So we have to learn about soul through hearing. That's why Shastra is known as Shruti. No? Shruti means which is heard. And Smriti means whatever is remembered. By putting into practice Shruti, whatever experience we gain, that is called as Smriti. So Shruti and Smriti both are there. Right? So we are discussing here yeah. In the translation, yeah, the influence of material nature has covered the living entity. So we can understand that we are covered, completely covered by the material nature. And thus, it is as if the living entity were always in a blazing fire. See, this material existence is a blazing fire. Sir, no? Every day in the morning we sing Samsara Dhavanala. See, what is Dhavanala? Dhavanala means blazing fire. Srila Prabhupada explains that no one goes to a forest to start fire there, sir, no, to ignite fire. Automatically, fire will come. How does it come? Because of the friction between the bamboos or the dried wood. What happens? Immediately fire will ignite. The same way, we are always in a blazing fire. So first we have to understand this. This is the beginning of a spiritual advancement. Understanding that this material existence is a blazing fire. But if you think that this material existence is very wonderful, we have air conditioning here, we have all broadband, Wi-Fi is there, and we have flights here and all kind of modern amenities, we have all this conveniences. If someone thinks that it is very convenient in this world, then he cannot advance in spiritual world, spiritual life. Okay? This is something antipathy actually. If you are thinking that I am comfortable, and at the same time if you are thinking of progressing in spiritual life, forget it. It is like anchoring a boat and you are trying to row it. The whole night if you row it also, the boat will be there only. It doesn't move an inch. The same way, if you think that I am very comfortable here, if you want to advance in spiritual life, you have to come out of this comfort zone first of all. That is very important. We have to understand that this is a blazing fire, material existence. But by the process of seriously discharging devotional service, okay, we are in a blazing fire, but what can be done? Tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. Ghana ghanatvam. Here, ghana means here clouds. Okay. Samsaradava nalalidha loka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. By the mercy of the spiritual master. From where does he get? Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya. Kalyana gunarnavasya. Arnava. Arnava means ocean, sea. Which is kalyana gunarnavasya. Krishna is kalyana gunarnava. All kind of ananta kalyana gunanidhi, you say. Krishna is ananta kalyana gunanidhi. So, the cloud called spiritual master, it is collecting water from the ocean and it is raining. When it rains, then only, because how many fire extinguishers you use, you cannot bring the fire control in the forest actually. Only easy thing to be done is, if it rains, then it will be controlled. That is the only way. You can extinguish the fire. The same way, so by the process of seriously discharging devotional service. What is seriously discharging devotional service? So this is very important. Bhagavatam 2nd canto also is explained that 𝗬𝗳𝗀 bhakti-yogena 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐭𝐚 it is said. Akamo sarvakamo va mokshakamo udaradihi 𝗬𝗳𝗀 bhakti-yogena 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐭𝐚 param. What is 𝗬𝗳𝗀? Tīvra bhakti. That we have to understand. Tīvra bhakti. Intense devotion. Intense devotion means concentrated devotional service. That means following all the regulative principles as it is explained in the definition of Uttama Bhakti. What is Uttama Bhakti? Definition of Uttama Bhakti? Anyabhilashita sunyam jnana karmadi anavrutam tīvrena anukulyena krishnanuselanam bhakti uttama. It is said. That is pure devotional service. No? What is this? There is something. How can devotional service be impure? This question may arise. But for practical consideration, there is something called as pure and impure devotional service. What is impure devotional service? We use the word impure when something dilutes this, right? So what dilutes the devotional service? No? Jnana karmadi anavrutam, it is explained. Like karma mishra bhakti, jnana mishra bhakti, or yoga mishra bhakti. Karma mishra bhakti means, okay, I will perform devotional service because I am achieving some sense gratification. Okay, for my bodily, okay, I am healthy because why I have taken Krishna consciousness? Because when the time I started chanting Hare Krishna, I felt like I am healthy. Some people may think like that. Because Krishna, he himself is explaining in the 7th chapter, maybe 15th sloka or 16th sloka, what he says, 𝗤𝐸𝐵𝐵 bhajante mam janaha sukritanojjuna artho artharthi jignasu jnani cha paradarshava. So 4 kinds of people in distress, no? They approach me, Lord Krishna says. Nothing wrong in approaching Krishna in that way. But the point is, we should not remain in that platform itself. No? So Krishna says, by the association of devotees, people will become pure devotees. Right? So karma mishra bhakti means people, they practice the sadhana bhakti for the sake of some material benefits. That is called as karma mishra bhakti. And jnana mishra bhakti, some people they practice devotion service because they are getting some superior knowledge, higher knowledge, or they may think that I want to merge myself in the supreme effulgence. For that sake, generally these people, they derive gratification on the platform of mind, intelligent and false ego, like puja, labha, pratishtha. They may be after adoration. You know? They may be looking for a status in the society. No? So this is one thing. And yoga mishra bhakti, what is yoga mishra bhakti? They may be doing devotional service for the sake of some perfections. Like there are 8 kind of mystic perfections: anima, lagima, ishita, prakamya, all those things. No? So one may be practicing because of these 3 things. When comes beyond this, that is called as Shuddha Bhakti. That is doing it for only the sake of Krishna's pleasure. That is called as Shuddha Bhakti. Okay? Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam. This is very important. We have to understand Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam. So actual bhakti starts there. No? When we stop doing the devotional activities within our convenience, and when we start doing it for the convenience of Krishna, as Krishna demands, then actually the bhakti starts. But mostly in current society, it is very, very difficult going to that platform of doing something as Krishna likes it. That is very, very difficult. No? Because in this kind of cities and towns, it's very difficult. Like, for example, Mangalarati, no? That should be sung in Brahma Muhurta. No? There are like 40 Muhurtas in a day. No, sorry, 30 Muhurtas in a day. And each Muhurta lasts for 40 minutes. And this specific Brahma Muhurta, generally it is between 4:30 to 5:10. No? Srila Prabhupada, he didn't fix something like whimsically that time. Because this Brahma Muhurta is like 1.5 hours before sunrise starts. So it starts in an average around 4:30 to 5 every day, 4:30 to 5:10, 40 minutes. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who has given us this Guru Astaka, in the Phalashruti he writes that one who sings this in Brahma Muhurta, he will attain Goloka, which is supreme Lord. But in this kind of modern, this Arpan type of setup, it becomes very difficult for people. But we have to understand that in this life we have to, at least may not be possible now, but in the future we have to plan our life in such a way that, okay, at least in future I may be able to do that by 4:30. See. But we have to do Mangalarati at 4:30, then we have to wake up at least by 4 o'clock. See. So that is called Anya, what is that? Anukulyena Krishna Anusevanam. So Krishna, Because Krishna, he wakes up in Brahma Muhurta. Krishna doesn't wake up after 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You see in Bhagavatam, 10th canto, what are the activities of Lord Krishna? It is mentioned that in Brahma Muhurta, Lord Krishna, what he does, he meditates on himself. Ahangrahopasana. He meditates on himself. He is doing it in Mangalarati, that is in Brahma Muhurta. But if you say we are followers of Krishna, but we do it in our own convenience. That's what I am telling. So actual bhakti starts when we stop doing things at our convenience and do things at Krishna's convenience. But this modern way of living, this demonic cities, actually, they don't allow you to do something in the convenience of Lord Krishna. It's completely against Krishna's culture. What is Krishna's culture? Krishna's culture, we are all, we want to go to Vrindavana. Our goal is going to Vrindavan. Goal is Goloka. Somewhere I read it. Our goal is Goloka, it is said that. But if our goal is Goloka, then Goloka is not a metropolitan city. Goloka is a village. So if you have to go there, first of all you have to practice it here. But where is the chance to practice that? Is there a chance to practice Goloka lifestyle in Vrindavana lifestyle in Hyderabad or Bombay or no, it's very difficult. So it's very difficult to perform Shuddha Bhakti. Maybe one has to be in the platform of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Prabhupada, but how many of them are there on that platform? Very difficult. Like for example, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was practically sleeping for 4 hours or something like that. Our own Srila Prabhupada used to sleep for 2 hours. Sometimes people say, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was a magistrate, he was working under the control of Britishers, but he did a lot of things. Yeah, that can be done. If you are in the platform of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you also can do that. But how many of them are ready to do? It's very difficult. So that's why we need a template for that. The Krishna has given a template whereby we can serve him in a proper way. Right? There is a way of serving also. Right? That is called as sadachar, we say. Etiquette, something called as etiquette. So Krishna, that's why he says, Chaturvarnam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. I have created this division of society based on guna and karma, based on the quality of a person and the activity of the person. Tasya kartarapi mamam vidhyakartaram avyayam, he says. Even though I have created that, but I am beyond that. So he created so that people can easily approach him. So this is like even though it is a material division of the society, but it's a medium, it's a way, it's a material thing. But in the same way, our body is material. Okay, our body is material, but are we not taking care of the body? Yes or no? We have this body, we know that this body is material, but we are taking care of this body. Why? Because sharira madhyam kalu dharma sadhanam. Shariram, this body is a vehicle to perform dharma. So we need this body to serve Krishna. So we have to take care of this body properly. Yes or no? In the same way, Varnashrama is a social body. Okay, we have this body, and Krishna gave a social body because Krishna, he himself says that Brahmanas are my head. Brahmanas are originated from my head, from the Vishwarupa, from the Virat Rupa. If you see, Brahmanas, they come from head part of the Lord, and Sudras, they come from the it is said that the Shudras are sheltered under the feet of Virat Rupa, it is explained. The same way, the Kshatriyas, they come from the arms, and Vaishyas, they come from the thighs. Like that it is explained. So this Krishna's social system is a social body. We cannot ignore, as we cannot ignore our body, we cannot ignore the social body also. So someone may say, okay, I am very much, I am very, highly elevated devotee. I don't care of any bodily necessities. There are devotees like that, but how many of them are there? We have 𝗵𝐺𝐵𝗱𝗆swamis, we sing 𝗵𝐺𝐵𝗱𝗆swami Ashtakam. How they are living actually? Every alternative day they used to drink a glass of buttermilk. How many of you can do like that? How many of you can even perform our 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra properly in current situation? We know how much we can do, how our minds are disturbed and all. No? So we have to take care of our body properly. We cannot ignore that. No, I have some disease. Okay, anyway, I will chant. Krishna will take care. No. No. Krishna has given you this body so that you can engage this. Because you are in material world, so you should have some material body. When you go back to spiritual world, then you will have a spiritual body. No? But because we are living entities, we have to do some service. So service, how do you do? If you want to do some service, you need some instrument to do the service. You need some equipment. So Krishna has given us this material body here, because we are in this material world. So as long as we are in this material world, we have to take care of our body very properly. So we cannot ignore the health, personal health or personal cleanliness and all. We cannot do that. No, if you are above, even though you are in body, there are some devotees like Jivan Muktas. No, they are already liberated. Even though they are in this material world, they are liberated. If you are in that level, then you can ignore the bodily necessities. But we are not in that level, so we have to take care of that. In the same way, the Krishna social division, we cannot ignore it by saying, okay, we are beyond that. How can you say? Because we don't see the symptoms that we are beyond that. No, we don't see the symptoms, right? Because people are falling down. Why? Why it is very difficult to perform devotional service. No, so that's why for a sadhaka, for a practitioner, everything is very important. Taking like the same thing in 6th chapter, Lord Krishna explains, Yuktahara viharasya yukta chestasya vidyate, he says that. No? A person, nastyasna, one more shloka, one who eats more or one who eats less, one who sleeps more or one who doesn't sleep at all, no, he cannot become a yogi. No? So this is like a bad bargain for us. This material body is like a bad bargain. But we have to make it a best use of it, best use of bad bargain. No? So that's why we have to take care of this body. In the same way, we have to take care of the social body also. Okay, social body also, because we didn't transcend that still. So we have to take care of that. So why Krishna has given that? Because that is the best in the spiritual, material world. That's what we have to say. Even though this material world is dukkhalayam asashvata, this is a temporary world full of miseries. No, like we all know that this body gives us only misery. Yes or no? Birth, death, old age and disease. Why? Why you have to suffer all those things? Because of this body. Yes or no? But what Prahlad says, Durlabam manusham janma tadapi adruvam ardhadam. See, Durlabam manusham janma. It is very difficult to attain this human form of life. Tadapi adruvam. Even though it is temporary, it is not permanent. It's ardhadam. It has some value. You tell me why we are maintaining this body? Because we know that this body needs so much of maintenance. Every day morning we have to pass stool, we have to pass water, and so many diseases. We have to clean it 2 times at least a day. No, we have to give it food, we have to give it water, everything, so much. No, you serve we have been serving this body from our childhood, but ultimately it gives us misery. There is no doubt of it. No? We know that we have the senses. No? When we gratify our senses, it looks like, okay, this is very wonderful. For example, one feels very hungry. For example, when we feel hungry, we feel a lot of uncomfort, right? Some burning sensation is there. So that's a misery. Yes or no? Feeling hunger is misery, or some people will think, okay, I am feeling hunger, okay, I am going to enjoy. No, it's very good. People may think. But actually, it's a misery. It's a misery. So then, okay, when you get food, you try to gratify yourself. Then a little amount of pleasure is there. No? And again, If you eat more, then what happens? Again misery will come. Okay, if you don't eat more, if you just, you are like a yogi, you have some yogic diet, still you have to pass stool, yes or no? Passing stool is something good or something cherishable, or what do you say? No. That's something abominable, yes or no? So at any cost, if you lead a very controlled life or whatever it is, anyway this body is going to give you only misery. But still, do you say that, yesterday my body has caused so much problem to me, today I am not going to maintain my body. Okay, that's all, enough. I am not going to maintain this body. Can you say it like that? What happens if you say like that? It will give you more misery. Yes or no? So then what is the way out? The way out is bad bargain. You have to use it in the best way. Best way is you just engage it in the service of Lord Krishna. Okay? Then you can solve your problem of this body. It is like, see, punishment is compulsory because we are all criminals. That's why we are in this material world. Yes or no? We may be praised so much because of our activities in this world, but ultimately the understanding is that we are all criminals. Criminals has to be punished. So we are being punished here. So that's what Krishna says, 𝗤𝗳𝗃𝐻𝑆𝑤 Bharata. He says that. We have to learn to tolerate, that's what it is. For example, in the jail, they will kick, the police will kick the criminals like something. One person I know, he was working as jail superintendent. What these jail superintendents do is that sometimes they have a quarrel with their wife, so they become very angry. But they cannot become angry on the wife, so what they will do? They will just come into the jail and beat someone randomly. Okay, so the criminals has to tolerate it. If they try to revolt against it, then the suffering will be more. That's the condition. Our condition is like that. In this material world, we have common miseries for everyone. Birth, death, old age and disease, 𝐷𝗳𝗃𝐈𝐌𝐀𝐕𝐀𝐀𝐌, 𝗤𝗵𝗍 are there. But Krishna says, okay, you are criminal, you understand that, and you have to suffer. Then you will be happy. If you try to do something, to go against the suffering, or if you make a plot how to escape of this jail, then what happens? Your misery will increase. Okay, so Maya will be beating us, what to say? Okay, thank you for not beating me more. Okay, whatever you beat, I will just. That's our condition. So Maya is kicking us. What to do? What we have to do is we have to accept the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. 𝗍𝗵𝗱𝗱𝗆 गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामितं तरन्ति. Until you come to the point of falling at the lotus feet of Krishna, Maya will be kicking you. That's all. When you catch hold of the lotus feet of spiritual master, then Maya will stop kicking. So kicking will be there. That's the point here. So this body is a vehicle. We need this. What can be done? It's not of a good quality, but still we have to maintain it. Maintain it for what? For Krishna service. In the same way, the social body also has problems, but we cannot say that because it is having problems, we don't take care of it. Then more problems will come, as we are seeing in the current society, you see. No? Krishna's natural division is that there should be Brahmanas, there should be Kshatriyas, there should be Vaishyas, and again Sudras. Krishna has given this natural system. If you think that we have a better system, that will be worse only. No? If everyone wants to become a Brahmana, then everyone will become Sudra. That's what happens. If the lower classes, they become envious of the upper classes. If you have that, you should have that quality, then you can be called as a Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya or whatever it is. But if you don't have qualities, that's what he said, you deserve and then desire. But if you don't deserve and if you desire, then it will result in misery. Yes or no? No? When you try to become artificially a master, then you will be forced to become a servant. Okay? So, because of ignorance, people thought that, okay, why Brahmana has to lead the society? I will also lead the society. They became envious, but they don't have the quality to lead the society. So, generally what happens, these the number of unintelligent people will be more in the society always. The number of Shudras will be more. When you don't have a Kshatriya, powerful Kshatriya to control them, then they will overturn the rule and they will take up the rule. And what they will do, because they are Shudras, they cannot make anyone as a Brahmana. They can make everyone a Shudra at best, and in the worst, less than a Shudra. That's what is the current society. No? So we thought that hell with the system what Krishna gave. No? We don't want any classification. Okay. We want a classless society. Like this Karl Marx and all these things, all those revolutions in the Europe, no? They started like this. Why? Why we have done? It is like going against the authority. That is the symptom of Kali Yuga. No one wants to be under some authority. Everyone wants to become their own authority. No, that's the problem. Today's problem is no one wants to submit themselves. Then what happens? Now we have a worst kind of society today. Why this came? Because we don't want to maintain the social body given by Lord Krishna. Okay. We may say there are problems. Yes, problems are there within our body also. But did we stop eating? No. Did we stop mating? Did we stop sleeping? Nothing. We don't stop. We are just doing it because if we stop, we have to suffer more. In the same way, Krishna has given a social system. If you say we are beyond it, then we have to show through symptoms. But how many of them are there? No one practically. So we should have a social body given by Krishna. Then you can serve Krishna in a anukulyena Krishna anusilanam. Then you can serve Krishna as Krishna likes. Okay. If you see, we read this Leela from pastime from Bhagavatam. No, that Yashoda Mai, every day she is churning butter for Krishna. It is mentioned that there is a specific breed of cows called Padmaraga. You have that? You heard that Leela pastime or not? So, Mother Yashoda, she used to maintain a specific breed of cows exclusive for Krishna. No, it is called as Padmaraga. No? Why? Because the milk of those cows will smell like a lotus fragrance, you see. Mother Yashoda used to personally collect those milk and she used to boil it personally and make it curd, and next day she used to churn so that Krishna will like it. No? But today what kind of milk can you offer? No? Chemical smelling milk? No? We may say, Bhavagrahi Janardhana, Krishna, please, I am a great devotee of you. No? I am like Krishna, what is it? Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya, Jagatithaya, Krishna, Govindaya Namo Naha. Please take this milk. But it's a chemical smelling milk. No? Okay, Krishna understands, okay, that's what you can give, okay, he takes. But do you think he is fully satisfied with that? No. No. It's like a father and a child. No. Father thinks that, okay, anyway, he is not doing something wrong. Somehow he is, at some level he is doing. Okay, like that. But he is not like pleased in the heart. He will be pleased with the devotee, one who does something that Krishna likes, for example. So Yashoda Mata, you see, we read this pastime, what we have to understand from that? So the bhakti means when, but Yashoda Mai, she is undergoing a lot of discomfort because so much she has to do it personally. You know, she is personally churning every day. Definitely there is austerity in that. But still she is taking that for what? For the pleasure of Krishna. So that's what I am telling. So actual Shuddha Bhakti, we every day we may say pure devotion, pure devotion, pure devotion, pure devotion, left, right, center, middle, everywhere. But how is it possible, pure devotion? We are actually somewhere away from pure devotion. No? So that's why Vedic scriptures, they recommend Vanaprastha, because it is understood that, especially, see, that was, even in the Vedic family life, that was difficult to completely engage oneself in devotion service. That's why they are recommended to come out of social life. Then you just imagine about this Kali Yuga. how difficult it will be. No? So, by the process of seriously discharging devotional service, this influence can be removed. Just as wooden sticks which cause a fire are themselves consumed by it. Okay? So, we say daru. No? Daru means? Daru means in Hindi, daru, daru पीने वाला, वो वाला दारू नहीं है. ये दारू in Sanskrit, daru means wood. No? Why it is called daru? Because fire is there in wood. Because internally the wood contains fire, that's why it is called as daru. Okay? So, fire is there within the wood, but by some process when you ignite that fire will come out. What actually we are doing is, when something burns, no, this is shastric vision, how to understand. We may think, okay, I am firing it, but actually firing means the process of bringing the internal fire out. Just like Dhritarashtra, no? How did he retire from his active life? No, he just went to some forest and he ignited fire from himself. No? So we have that fire within ourselves. So the process of bringing the fire out. So what happens? The fire comes out and consumes the same wood itself. No? That's what it is explained here. So fire is conserved in wooden sticks, and when circumstances are favorable, the fire is ignited. The same way, we say, like every living entity, we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we are all, every living entity is a devotee of Krishna actually. What are we doing? We are not making any devotees. We are bringing the devotion outside. Because it is always there. 𝗤𝐸𝐴 Krishna prema 𝗨𝐷𝐸𝐿𝐴. See, so 𝗤𝐸𝐴 Krishna prema. So everyone is having that, no, that natural loving propensity towards Krishna, but now it got covered with so many material layers. So what are we doing when we say preaching? What are we doing? We are igniting ourselves and we are trying to ignite others. When you have fire, then only you can ignite the others, right? When you yourself don't have fire, what you can ignite there? You need someone's ignition. Someone has to ignite you. So how to ignite yourself? The process is following the four regulative principles. That is called as purity is the force. No? Following the four regulative principles and chanting Hare Krishna, minimum whatever is prescribed. Then taking only Krishna Prasadam. No? All these things are and doing all those things in the association of devotees. This we have to understand, first thing. No? Out of the 64, no, there are so many things actually in the Shastras mentioned, Bhakti Angas. Out of that 64, Rupa Goswami has mentioned, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Out of that 64, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he listed 5. What are those 5? Sadhu Sangha, first of all, is like staying in the association of devotees. That is mentioned there or not? Yeah, we have to stay in the association of devotees. And chanting and hearing Bhagavatam, Shri Murti Rachana and Dhamavasa. All these things should be done in the association of devotees, even though it is not listed there. But the point is, how do you hear Bhagavatam? In the association of Bhagavatas, right? We have to chant in the association of devotees. No? Even though association of devotees is not mentioned as one of the point in the 5, but it is understood that this thing should be done in the association of devotees. Actually, devotion has value only when you do in the association of devotees. Dhruva Maharaj, he says in Bhagavatam, even you perform devotional activities, but not in the association of devotees, it becomes a materialistic activity. So, association of devotees is mentioned. And someone asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the, how to recognize one as a Vaishnava? Someone asked Mahaprabhu, how to recognize oneself as a Vaishnava? Immediately he told, Asat Sangachadi Ei Vaishnavachar. See, he didn't tell that one who follows four regulative principles, one who has tilaka, one who has dhoti kurta. No. What he told? Asat Sangachadi Ei Vaishnavachar. See, one who gives up bad association, or one who gives up association of non-devotees is a Vaishnava. This is the first symptom, he is told. But where do we have that association of devotees? Just understand. We may think we are Vaishnavas and all those things, but we have to understand the Shastra. First thing is that we have to come into the association of devotees. We should develop it. That's why Srila Prabhupada told, at least for those who want to practice devotional service, they should have a template whereby they can see, they can hear, they can taste everything related to Krishna. That is possible. In that association, if you do all those things, what is that? Hearing Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, no? And what else? Doing deity worship, no? All these things, then we will advance in devotional service. Okay, that is very important. So the point is like we have to ignite ourselves first of all, no? Then we can ignite others. That is what is purity. The living entity's conditioned life of material existence is due to his desire to lord it over material nature. See, so we have desire to lord it over material nature. That's the reason why we are suffering also, because material nature is the external energy of external potency of Lord Krishna. It belongs to Krishna. That should be engaged in Krishna service. But when the jivas, when the bewildered living entities who are marginal potency of Lord Krishna, when they become bewildered, when they try to lord it over the material energy, then our miseries will start. Okay? Due to his envy of the Supreme Lord, we think that why Krishna has to enjoy always? Why not we? Nowadays we see like this is the mentality everywhere. No one wants to become das, everyone wants to become a boss. Everyone wants to become a boss. Now, if one joins a company, they want to jump over the hierarchy very fast actually. If they don't get the chance, then they will jump to other company. There they will try to become boss. That's why people, this is called as employee attrition, they say, in the human resources circle. Why? Because no one wants to become das. That's the problem. Everyone wants to become boss as early as possible. See, no, but it doesn't work in the spiritual platform. Yeah, so all those things were discussed here. Yeah. So this tendency we see in karmis, they try to utilize the resources of material nature and thus become its lord and enjoy sense gratification. Jnanis, what they do? They become frustrated in enjoying and material resources, and they want to become one with Supreme Personality. Okay, so these are the diseases actually. All these things I mentioned. Yeah. So devotee in full Krishna consciousness. See here, the word full Krishna consciousness means anukulyena Krishna anusilana. Appears superficially to be a great karmi. Prabhupada also told that we are great karmis, he told. Devotees are great karmis, he told. Why? Because a karmi tries to avoid working. Sir, maybe we are supposed to work for 8 or 9 hours in a company, but the general tendency of workers is to somehow escape from working. That's why they will be always waiting for when the weekend will come. No? There is a famous conversation of Srila Prabhupada. He says that you are working 5 days to become free for 2 days. Working for 5 days to become lazy for 2 days. What kind of civilization it is? And Srila Prabhupada says that the goal of human life is to become lazy, he says. No? The goal of human life is to become lazy. Lazy in what? Materially to become lazy and to become active spiritually. So Srila Prabhupada says that we are greatest karmis. Why? Because we are like not even 1% active in the material platform, but we are 150% active in the spiritual platform. That should be our goal. No? That's a devotee, right? So he may appear to be superficially, because generally we see devotees, they sleep less, 5 hours or 4 hours, you see. Almost like our goal is to completely make this completely nullify this eating and sleeping. As this Goswamis, if you see, Nidrahara Viharadi Vijitav, that's our goal. But karmis, they work so much, they work so much and they cannot eat. They say we don't have time to eat also. When you go for book distribution, when you ask someone, please take Bhagavad Gita. Oh, sir, no time, sir, no time to eat also. You rascal, why are you working then? No, your first principle, what is the background? No, what is the base of your whole, what is the principle of your life? The principle of your life is to eat, sleep and be merry, that's what, right? But if you cannot do that, why are you working like that, like an ass? No, Srila Prabhupada gives this example. He translates the word 𝗲𝗬 as ass, because ass, he is just carrying the loads, but even a piece of cloth doesn't belong to the ass. But still it's keep on working. Why? Grass is anyway available everywhere. No, but devotees also sometimes they forget prasadam. No, of course very rare in the beginning level. No, initially we come for prasadam only, then only all the other things will follow. So initially we are told to eat more prasadam. Afterwards it is told that why are you taking more prasadam, and ultimately it is told that you forget prasadam. No, it's a ladder, like from full prasadam to no prasadam. Okay, so we are working as a great karmis are working, but the significance of our activities is to satisfy Lord Krishna. Now this is called bhakti. Okay, so all those things are explained here. So Arjuna was apparently a fighter, but when by his fighting he satisfied the senses of Lord Krishna, he became a devotee. No? So we will become devotees when we engage. 𝗲𝗄𝐽𝐻 sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So devotional service means engaging our senses in the service of the Lord of the senses, Krishna. So we have to see how much we are engaging. So Krishna will be pleased when he sees that we are engaging whatever God given abilities in Krishna service. Krishna has given us our body, so we have to try to work with our own body instead of using machinery and all. Okay, for preaching you can use anything, but for personal use you don't use. This is the principle Prabhupada gave. For personal use don't use any machinery, but for preaching you can use anything. Okay, because for your personal sadhana, when you have to, for example, when you have to cook for Krishna, no, you try to do it everything manually, grind the mortar, no, grate everything, because nowadays everything machinery came, mixer, grinder, everything, all modern amenities. But when we have to, when for our personal sadhana, we have to engage our own senses. But you have to preach, you have to make a big program, then you use all the grinders, mixers, all those things. It's not a wrong in itself, but we have to engage in its Krishna service. But I have to see how much we are using all these modern amenities in our personal service, or are we using it genuinely for Krishna service? We have to see that. Okay? Yeah. Hare Krishna. So, any questions or comments from our discussion?
In some of the videos I have seen some devotees talking about Varnashrama, and they said this template need not be executed in a village lifestyle, but it can be done in cities also. How accurate it is and how is it even possible? I didn't understand.
In cities, bringing the
that template can be introduced in city also. We need not go to villages.
Acha. So how can you, for example, but I don't think it is possible, because see, Shastra says very clearly that villages are, forest is in Sattva-guna, he says, cities are in Tamo-guna, he says, Rajo-guna, that much. So, but if you want to maintain any system, that needs to be in the mode of goodness first of all. But cities are hellish actually. They are like ultra passion and ultra ignorance, not even normal ignorance and normal passion. How can you do that? No. If you want to implement anything, first of all, it should be in Sattva-guna first of all. But where do you find people in Sattva-guna? Okay. So we have to do it in Krishna's way. We cannot do it in our way. That's not possible.
Even one of the Varna, the Vaishya's definition is that 𝗂𝐭 Goraksha.
Yeah.
And that
They very clearly explained in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna never said 𝗂𝐭 Goraksha Vanijyam. He never said that instead of go, he never said dog. Instead of Vanijya, he never said stock market or share market. And instead of 𝗁𝐶𝐸, he never said supermarket or shop, something like that. How can you cultivate rice here? How can you cultivate vegetables here? How is it possible? No. Again, it has to come from field, from village only. Again, you are depending on there itself. So it doesn't work like that. Maybe to pacify some donors, we may say like that. No, pacify some donor, you can say, we are a Brahmana Prabhu, something like that. Not possible. Yes. Okay, enough anyway. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, then we will proceed to Prasada Sevanam before the next session starts. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhu bhaiva